Hi everybody, I'm John Finn, and welcome to this Masters of the Universe Origins unboxing and review. This time we have the Lords of Power Mer-Man, who is actually not based on the necessarily the mini-comic or the Filmation series, but on the cross-sell from the old... basically, the backs of the old packages had this Mer-Man on there instead of the Mer-Man that was going to be eventually released. And he actually does look different from the Mer-Man on the Filmation series as well. So this is kind of a unique figure. It's a little bit more like the original design for Mer-Man from the Lords of Power series. And I like this one a lot more than the original Mer-Man design. One, because his face does look different from that of Stinkor, and two, because he has both the armor and the belt, whereas the regular Mer-Man just has the armor belt kind of combination. Let's take a quick look at the art here on the back so you can get an idea of what we're looking at. You've got kind of a Tila warrior goddess there on the left side from the mini comics. You've got Mer-Man here on the right, and some kind of weird mouse sea creature thing. That's a weird... I've never seen that before, but I love it because it fits right in with the original art style of the line itself. Then here on the bottom, you got a picture of the cross-sell. You've got, of course, always He-Man and Skeletor. You got Faker, Fisto, Evelyn, and Mer-Man. You know what that means? That means this figure marks our first complete wave of any of the Masters of the Universe Origins figures, because we already have Faker, we already have Fisto, and we already have the 2000X Evelyn, so that is pretty exciting. It's pretty amazing. But let's open this guy and let's take a look at what he's got to offer. As always, it's got this little divot here, so you can just reach in there and pull it open. And we already have this mini comic because we already have the Fisto figure and the other figures, but you do come with the modular instructions: head, arms, wrists, hips, and feet that you can take off, and of course the belt you can take off as well. But we're going to go ahead and toss that aside. Let's pull him out of here. Let's get rid of this carnage. That's actually probably the best looking package we've opened up so far. And in the back, we've got the rubber band. I'm going to pause it real quick so I can take that off. All right, we got the rubber band off, and we're going to go ahead and pop him out first. Oh, he stands right out of the package. That's a good sign. And then we're going to get his little accessory, which is a sword here from inside the package. We're going to get this open first, I think. We're just going to do that by ripping it at the top, probably, because the way they tape these things is really annoying. I wish they didn't use so much plastic in their packaging. It would be really helpful. Really helpful. Just poke it through. There we go. Alright, so you got his little corn on the cob sword here. But let's take a closer look at the figure himself. God, those eyes are amazing. That's probably my favorite part of this figure, are those just big, goofy, gangly eyes. He's got good articulation in the head, too. And like all of the Origins figures, he's got shoulder, he's got elbow, he's got wrist articulation. Elbow's a little tight on the left side. His legs move back and forth, side to side. He's got knees that bend and swivel. Of course, the boots swivel, and the ankles go forward and backwards and rock back and forth to a certain degree. I really love this armor that he comes with because it reminds me a lot of the Beastman Lords of Power figure, just because it's got the extra spikes. It's just got a little bit more oomph than the standard Mer-Man armor does, so I really appreciate that. He's got cool fins on his wrists there, or his gauntlets, I guess I should say, that aren't on any of the other figures that I can think of right now. We'll go ahead and put his little sword here in his hand. There we go. Oh yeah, that's a handsome figure, y'all. He's got good, strong articulation too. Like, there's no sliding around. The only stiff part really is this left elbow. Everything else moves just well enough that you can really pose him super easily and have him stay in place. Let's take a slightly closer look at the detail on this guy, just so you can see how clear the paint app is. There's a little bit of an overlap here on his right eye. Whoa. You can see a little bit of the yellow got down into the eye. Which is noticeable when you look at it, but it isn't really that bad. Got some cool looking armor, his belt, his boots, his sword. Let's take a look at the back of him real quick just so you can see how this armor attaches. Of course, it's got the buckles, and it's got the weird strappy thing there. And the belt itself is just buckles, which is nice. Let's stand him up. Stand up, brah. Come on. Come on. There we go. So yeah, that's Mer-Man. Lords of Power, which is the named Masters of the Universe before it became Masters of the Universe. They changed it to kind of help bring in some more, I guess to bring in more religious people, but they ended up having their own problem with it because, Master of the Universe is only, the big guy, according to a lot of religions. So having Masters of the Universe be big burly men that are scantily clad might be a little bit irreligious, but either way, this is the Lords of Power Mer-Man. I really like this. This is one that, for me, is a must-own because it is just such a cool design. The accessories are so well done and executed that this is going to be in the running for my figure of the year for next year, I think, because this is just, or for this year, 2022, just because it's got great detail and it just is well executed outside of canon figure, if canon is the Filmation series and the original toy line. This is one of the ones that I just all day will recommend this guy. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you learned something about whether or not this particular Mer-Man is for your collection. And remember, keep collecting the way you like to collect, whether that's keeping your figures mock, whether that's opening them for display or for play. It's up to you. And however you like to do it is the right way to do it. Don't let anybody else tell you otherwise. Until next time, I'm John Finn.